All right, and we're back. I guess. What do we do in this show again? I don't even know. I don't think I even have a script to follow today. Why even have a script when you have the internet right in front of your fingertips, telling you what you can do? Well, not telling you what you can do, but definitely helping you just explore stuff if you really want to explore stuff. So, what are we exploring today? Well, still doing some news searching. Yeah, I'm sorry. If you don't want to listen to the news, don't listen to this podcast. Generally, I would say to avoid it. Avoid it at all costs. This might be 40 minutes of me talking about the news, and I don't know if you want that. And if you don't want that, then definitely click to something else. I do have other episodes on other things. My comic reviews, for instance, click on that thing. If you don't want to click on that thing, don't click on that thing. I recommend just avoiding that at all cost. This is a news podcast. Yeah, so sit in tight and put a seatbelt in because the news can sometimes cause you to get whiplash. And I don't want that to happen to you if you're watching the show because your head's important and getting brain damage is not cool. So definitely wear a seatbelt when you're on the road and definitely wear a seatbelt when you're listening to this podcast. So let's take a look at what we're looking at today. This episode, like all episodes, is provided to us by Ground dot News, where I get all my news from, and I only have a free account with Ground News. So, like I always say, like I always pitch every single episode. If you like what you see here, then please head to Patreon and donate, so I can get the subscription upgrade and I can read to you more news. But of course, this depends on whether or not you really fucks with the news and how I present it to you on hopefully a daily basis, going forward. With a mix in of some comic reviews, movie reviews, music reviews, maybe even a DJ review or a festival review if I got the time for it. So what's been going on in the news? Let's go click and see. Thanks to our sponsors, Ground News, who have no idea that I am saying that they're a sponsor. They're not really a sponsor, by the way. Uh, yeah, that was a joke. What they are though is, kind of the backbone to how I'll talk about the news in this show most of the time. It's supposed to be like I'm looking at the news, what can I see that's interesting to other people that live in my area? So, like you see on this hat, it says T on it. That's because I'm from Toronto. So my ground.news/local is for Toronto, as you see here. So hopefully, if you're in the area, I love to hear or rather see, I guess, in the chat what you think about the news. Now before we get into some news boringness, I'd like to highlight a story that I saw recently-ish, but I just never got around to talking about it. I never talked about it enough, and I think that's an issue. So here it is. It's about Tim Hortons. If you're not from Canada, or if you're not from Toronto, I'm pretty sure I'm talking super Canadian right now. Toronto. Let's take a look. Tim Hortons, if you don't know what that is, I'm not sure if they're around as many places as I think they could be. I know that they were in Europe, parts of Europe, but in any case, it's a coffee chain in Canada. I think the most popular by far, and you'll probably find them in one. There's probably one every block. There's probably one every kilometer. There's probably as many dispensaries now as there are Tim Hortons now. Impressive, right? So we get as high as we get caffeinated. Now the news about Tim Hortons. So, from the 100 Mile Free Press, thanks to again our unknown sponsors, Ground News. Here we got a bunch of different news websites that published a story on Tim Hortons app collected vast amounts of sensitive fucking data, says privacy watchdogs. Okay, so uh, through an investigation by federal and provincial authorities has found The Tim Hortons app tracked and recorded users' movements, even when app was not in the use. The Office of the Privacy Commissioner of Canada, along with the commissioners from BC, Quebec, and Alberta, released a report on their findings Wednesday. This was 2 months ago. Now, the data was used to determine where the app user lived, worked, and even if they were traveling. Worked. Interesting. Watching where they work. Usually not really that interesting at all, to be honest. But in any case, I clicked on this one. It was leaning to the left, but it had high factuality, and it wasn't backed up by any, large conglomerate or corporate uh owners. So here it is. This is from 100 Mile Free Press. Tim Hortons collected vast, okay, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to do that all over again, or else this will overtake my free amount of minutes on this recording, which is 40 minutes. Again, if you want to support the show. Or not. Okay, so yes, in a report released Wednesday, privacy commissioners said people who were downloaded to Moore's app had their movements tracked and recorded every few minutes, even when the app was not open on their phones. Okay, so what is the result and what was the solution? The company says that they only use aggregated location data in a limited way to analyze user trends. Hmm. Okay. For example, whether they switched to other coffee chains and whether they changed because of the pandemic. Hmm. Okay, but what did it do? Yeah. Yeah. Tim Hortons agreed to implement recommendations that the company establish privacy, report on measures. Yeah. Delete any remaining location data. Okay, so they got caught doing something fishy. But what was the result? Okay, so in order to fix this, Tim Hortons doles out some coffee pocket change in response to the location data scandal. So what was the result? This is from August 3rd. We've noted for years how US consumer location data, okay, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'm just going to go down. Worry though, as part of a new settlement with the company, it'll be giving impacted customers enough money for a hot beverage and a free baked good with a total retail value of 858. Interesting. So they're giving out free coffee and a donut or bagel or whatever you really want to eat. That's a pastry and it costs 858. So, in response to this scandal, I guess is the word to use because they got caught, but scandal is kind of like a word that you would say, I don't know, when would you use the word scandal? Like almost like this incident always happens, but they got caught. Because scandal, it's not a crime, is it? The scandal, it's something that lives in a gray area. Okay, so the payout is likely a tiny fraction of the money gleaned off of collecting user location data, sending to any nitwit with a nickel. Interesting. Yeah, and then like someone in this comment section went off and blasted the people that were the victims. I mean, clearly they were victims if they were doled out some type of compensation. But let's see what this possible real or fake person wrote, even though it'd be a lot of stuff. Okay, and anyways, I don't know if you want to like focus on this. Let's switch this, David. This is pretty whack. But anyways, he was really angry because um he said that they should be just happy that they get a free app and it works. Now what else I saw in the news, at least today, was that there was a shooting in Trinity Beltwoods Park, and a man was left with injuries. Now I have friends that do live in that area, people that I would not like to be caught up in the crosshairs of one of these types of incidents. So whatever the reason could be, I hope that the person that got injured is fine, but I also hope that shit like this doesn't really happen at like 11 o'clock, apparently. This was a daylight shooting. In any case, I don't want to focus on shootings. I think they're not the highlight of some of the news action that's out there. So let's head back to our local feed and let's see Wagwan with the Wagwan. What else is bubbling into the news? Global epidural shortage hits some Toronto hospitals. Damn, what's the reason behind an epidural shortage? Shortage. Okay, let's try to make that up. Let's see. Epidural shortage. Now, I think we should look for an explanation. No, so let's look for an explanation on that topic. Let's see where that could lead us to. Back to the local, though, and let's see, maybe they also explain that in this little abstract here. So, yeah, epidural shortage, ongoing global supply issues, ongoing global shortage of devices hits Canada late July, impacting Western provinces. And now they're tracking inventory in order to assess the need to redistribute epidural catheters. Hmm, that's messed up. That's messed up. Let's investigate. Let's see. They both have high factuality, basically coming from the same place. I'm gonna go to CV24 because usually it's shorter. And if it's like high factuality, I just want to get through this type of article. I mean, I don't want to read too much stuff. Let's skim through. Yeah. Well, let's see what the main issue is. The main issue is that according to CAS, I don't know who those people are, but they sound like professionals. On average, approximately 60 to 50% of pregnant people in Canada opt for an epidural when in labor. So this is a very important process or tool or aid when people are pregnant. So clearly this is a serious issue. Now is there an explanation? Um, yeah, there's essentially a global supply chain issue, and essentially there's insufficient supply. Um, and they say that manufacturers have cited supply chain issues. Okay, so if it's a manufacturer issue, usually that issue runs very deep if uncertain. Okay, so that's not really helpful if you're really in an issue because yeah, you really just want to get um that help you need. So there's an epidural shortage. Yo, get on that. People are getting pregnant. People are getting born, and we want to have healthy babies and healthy pregnancies. So we don't want no backwards babies coming out. There's some babies coming out looking like they're doing yoga. That's dangerous. But I think the communication side is room for improvement. Okay, so they're saying that they could communicate better the supply chain. Do blue dye used in Taiwan. Okay, so there's just issues in the connection in the systems that they have, and I mean that's a thing that happens so often. Systems are in chaos, and chaos breeds um, inconsistencies and faults, and yeah, that's going to affect, unfortunately, some of the industries that are impacting healthcare. Yeah, let's see, culture land setbacks. There's a a festival setback, eh? That's interesting. So if you're in Toronto, you might be interested in the festival scene that exists. I hope that I was recording something during that time. But what we do know is that Toronto is very well known for its music scene. So let's take a look at this article about Cultureland. I haven't really heard of this festival before, so this is gonna be some news to me as well. There was a venue change. Okay, so apparently there was this Cultureland that was supposed to be scheduled on Saturday night, but moved to Sunday. Now the venue change came less than an hour before showtime. Holy crap. So people were probably on their way to this festival when they got announced that they would move to Sunday, which means that people probably had to maybe get like hotels, had to change their housing situation or, because maybe they didn't plan to stay, didn't try to stay there for that long. That's crazy. Okay, let's see what was going on there. Okay, so confluence of staffing shortages, delayed visas, and a change of venue left left attendees fuming this past weekend. Oh yeah, I'd be fucking cheese too. You know, you planned out all of this. Like maybe you planned, work. You made sure that you had some time off work to go there, and now you're just swaying your ass off on a Saturday, wondering where to go. Yeah, and like this is not something new, unfortunately, that's happening. This is also a common occurrence. This happened to another festival, Ever After Music Festival. And this is actually a festival that I've been to, and usually it was scheduled to happen in where would it happen? It would be in Waterloo. Yeah, usually it'd be in Waterloo, but uh, but it moved to another area called what was it? Oreo Medante. Oreo Medante. And Oreo Medante is notorious for being a place um where festivals go to die, I would think. Now what happened in Ever After? Well, if you are into the EDM scene in Toronto, you would know that Ever After is a popular bass festival. And let me see if I can pull up some of their video uh to show you what I mean, because this festival is really popular, really, really popular. I went at least 3 years, and you feel like bass music, it's like really loud in your face. And that's when I realized I couldn't do 3 day festivals, especially if they're freaking bass music, because your neck ends up breaking from constantly headbanging like it's a Metallica concert. But everyone is just hopped up off on Molly, and yeah, they're going super hard. So Ever After, let's see if they have some type of like media package, at least for maybe for even for this year. Maybe even for this year, they got something going on. But I've seen Excision there, Jaws, Rez. So here's the official after movie for 2019. Here it is. I'm not gonna play all of it, but let's see a little snippet.
Try and imagine what it will be like to go to sleep and never wake up. Think about that. You can't have an experience of nothing. So after you're dead, the only thing that can happen is the same experience, or the same sort of experience as when you were born.
So that's Ever After. Uh, that's basically what it is. Now, this year it moved to a different location. Let me see if I can show that to you and show you what the other location was. Because I told you that they moved from this location from the video. That is what the fuck is that place called? It's a theme park slash campground in Kitchener Waterloo. And yeah, it would always go off fine. I mean, not go off, but the event would happen and it would successfully happen. Now, this new location that they were going to choose this year for Forever After, what was it going to be? It's going to be this place. I spelled that wrong. Oro Medonte. Let me just correctly spell that for you if you're really interested in getting information on that. So there it is, Oro Medonte. Now, Oro Medonte. Let me just show up Oro Medonte and Ever After. That should give you a hopefully some sort of better article on the issue, because essentially what happened was uh this this event, the township basically voted not. Oh, here it is. This is the one. So Oro Medonte denies permit for Ever After Fest at Burles Creek. Okay, so the event was slated August 11th through 14th. Now, this news comes at August 2nd. Now, they were denied due to significant concern of township partner agencies. Frustrated ticket purchaser calls event sketchy. Ticket purchaser. So, 4-day electronic music festival that outgrew its original venue in Kitchener had hoped to find a new last-minute home at Burles Creek Event Grounds in Oro Medonte Township. But the township has zapped the event by refusing to grant a permit. Organizers had hoped that Ever After Music Festival focused on electronic dance music featuring what was it, immersive camping experiences could be held at Burles Creek, located on Highway 11 between Aurelia from Thursday, August 11th to Sunday, August 14th. Now, less than 2 weeks, damn, the event was scheduled to take place. Organizers failed to receive township approval for the necessary special event permit after councilors voted it down, citing concerns around the festival's operational planning. Damn, that's so sketchy. I would say that's pretty sketchy because organizers were looking for a new venue after it outgrew Benjamin's last name of the park in Kitchener-Waterloo. They hoped to move to Burles Creek and Oro Medonte. Damn. So organizers have not responded to emails requesting comment about the festival's fate. Sean Binns, Township Director of Operations and Community Services, noted promoters indicate that attendance remained uncertain as there were 10,000 tickets from the 2020 event, which were canceled due to the pandemic that carried forward to the 2022. Damn, at its July 21st meeting, they plan to even deny the permit. Damn. So essentially, this event scammed, this festival scammed a bunch of people, and hopefully they get their money back. And that's really, really freaking sad. I hope I can get you like a follow-up onto from this story to tell you whether or not, this it went through. Um, yeah, 'cause that's really, really unfortunate. Now for this event, the Cultureland, um, yeah, there's no word on whether or not it's gonna, yeah. I'm not sure what's happening with this event either. Um, maybe, yeah. So I guess it happened. Oh, to inform. Oh my God. Damn. Apparently, some of the artists didn't even perform. I'm not sure who this person. Someone. Oh, Jenny Aiko didn't perform. Damn. So Jenny Aiko brought a stage to the original venue, and then they had to shift over to a new venue, and it wasn't. They couldn't do that. Oh, damn. A lot of artists couldn't make it. Damn. So they lost a lot of money. That's sad. Okay, well that's the news from Canada on festivals. I'm not gonna bore you with me lulling on that. I'm just like pretty baked right now and just lost focus for a bit. I apologize, listeners, if you're still with me. So Vic Mensa is going to also now sell weed. Well, I guess I can try to conclude that way with the news from today. I mean, I'm not sure if anything more is really eventful. I mean, these two broke up. I mean, like, but who cares? Uh, why are they important? They're not. Okay, so yes, we've hit our reading limit as a free user, which means listeners, if you're out there and if you're listening, and if you appreciate how I'm throwing down the news, please give a like or also send a penny to Patreon, become a member and help me improve everything. about this freaking project. Um, or not. It's up to you. All right. Have a good one. Stay safe. Remember to take care of yourself, take care of your neighbor, and thanks for listening. This is DQ, and I'm out.